Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a lovely hour's break. Did you do anything fun? Did you receive a delivery of Crafters Companion goodies and you spent the last hour unwrapping everything and go, oh, I'm looking forward to using this, looking forward to using that? Perhaps you did. Perhaps you were lucky enough to get an embossing folder in there, and therefore this show from the masterclass all about embossing folders is going to be the one for you. Or maybe you did what I did, had a cup of tea, ate some chocolate and looked through Facebook. Might have been what you did. Let's just be honest, that's probably what most people are doing on a Saturday night. But we are going to be here for the next 2 hours. We're available for you to interact live with us. So if you've got any questions, got any queries, got any top tips that you want to share with all the other viewers, please feel free to message in, because it's always nice to hear from people. And if you are a silent viewer or a brand new viewer, definitely say hello. It's always nice to hear from you people too, as well as the people that we see on a regular basis, the people that become our crafty friends that we see in the comments all the time. I'm not on my own, thank goodness, because it'd be like that show that I did the other week when I was running from one side of the studio to the other because everyone was sick. I do have the lovely Debbie with me. Hello Debbie, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
I've not had time for that nice sit-down what did you say, chocolate and tea?
Chocolate and tea. Did you not get one?
No, I've been trying to sort out Tuesday's shows, been trying to sort out everything else for tonight, so I've not had a chance. Never mind. I can always enjoy one in the car
on the way home. Yeah, that's true.
Always nicer. Comfort in my own little car seat, nibbling on my chocolate as I'm going down.
Listening to some music?
Always listen to some music. And it's Gary Davis here in the UK. It's Gary Davis's Sound of the 80s at 8 o'clock when I get in the car. So it's up my street and I love me 80s. I feel like I'm stuck in the 80s sometimes.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Bet, exciting show lined up. Embossing folders. We are going to be covering lots of different embossing folders. I was debating on how to do this show because I was thinking, shall I just do lots of techniques? And then I thought, no, because we've got some beautiful embossing folders and I want to do like finished things. But if there's anything you want to ask when it comes to embossing folder related questions, I mean, you can ask other questions if you want. Keep them clean, but literally, just in case, you never know, it's Saturday night, they might be thinking they could get away with all sorts on a Saturday night. But yeah, keep them clean, or ask any questions you want at all. I'll try my very best to answer them. But if you've got anything you want to ask about embossing folders, please do ask, and I'll do my very best to help you. So yes, can't wait to get started, Becky, because I'm going to start with this first.
Yeah, I know, we're all looking forward to these, because these are fairly new.
They are.
Did they launch this week? Was it last week?
Yeah, this week.
This week.
I was going to say last week then.
Which I know, I caught sort of the tail end of one of the shows. These are absolutely beautiful. These are some 3D embossing folders. You've got dies in here as dies. You've got dies. You've not just got the embossing folder. You've got separate dies. So different to, as you said, Debbie, we're looking at all sorts of different embossing folders. Some have those cut and emboss there, but these have got actual separate dies, so you can emboss and you can cut out. And to give you an idea, here are some boards that I've got just here, so you can see what they look like. So the embossing folder over here, you can see what that looks like once we've done the embossing folder and put some ink on there, but then you can use the die to cut everything out as well, making it a really versatile kind of design. This first one here is your wildflower meadow. Then we have your woodland foliage. I love that, that is gorgeous. Next one here is your butterflies and blooms. Do you know what? The handwriting here looked like butterflies and slones. Butterflies and slones, blooms. Terrible. Next one here is your coral reef. That is really gorgeous. I like that a lot. Next one here is your Bohemian Dreams. And then finally you have your floral bouquet. Each one, the 3D embossing folder, and then you've got the die in there so you can cuss everything out. £80 or $90. The platinum price is £64 or $72 for all of these. And Debbie, you've got some samples over there, haven't you?
I have, and I'm going to tell you why you need these bad boys in your life. Because 3D folders, tick, die cutting, tick, and then add in sculpture, dimension, more 3D-ness to them, because you can then put their die cut into that embossing folder and create that lovely 3D look. And I'll let you into a little secret. I've been asking, can we have 3D cut and emboss folders? It was one of my things that I wanted to, you know, because we do 2D ones.
Yeah.
But the answer came back was it's a little bit more tricky, it's a little bit more difficult. Because in a 3D embossing folder, we're talking extra sculpture, so you've got extra levels of embossing. So there's a little bit more texture and depth to a 3D folder. To put a metal die into that, to create that effect, can be quite difficult and quite tricky. And another little secret, blooming expensive to try and get that sort of technology. So Leanne and the team come up with the next best thing.
No.
These lovely, gorgeous, and they are honestly, seriously beautiful. I'm trying not to get too excited because it sets the cough off.
You need a cup of tea. That's what we need. Do you drink tea? Coffee?
No, I don't. So I'm just going to take a very, very quick swig.
Yeah.
Water, nothing else in there, just a bit of water.
It's gin, really. It doesn't say that.
If it were gin, I'd be spitting that all over the place because I hate gin.
I don't like gin either. I've missed out
I
on
like
this.
flavoured gin.
You like what, rhubarb flavoured gin? Raspberry flavoured gin?
Excuse me, I do apologise, guys and girls, because I know you've been following all day and you'll be thinking that blooming Debbie, I've just got this awful rancid cough and a horrible head
cold.
cold.
Look at this little tickly man doing this.
Yeah. And do you know what I forgot when I went to Tesco to get us all refilled with chocolate?
Yeah.
I forgot my honey.
Oh no.
I've got some at home, so tonight, honey and lemon is definitely going to be the drink of the day. Right, let me show you. Come in here and have a closer look so that I can have a little cough at the same time.
They are so beautiful, all of these little cards. And I think the design team really outdo themselves when they make the samples,
I was going to say the same, but if you come in close, and Charlotte will be able to come in, you can see the level of depth that you get because you've got the 3D sculpture that's in the embossing folder anyway, but look at these, the die-cut pieces. If you didn't catch the show with Leanne, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to go back and watch that show. Right. I'm going to show you how to use them in a second. Now, because they come in, like, separate ways, you know, your embossing folder and then the die, it means that you can do things like this. So that's not using the embossing folder as such, it's using the die cut element that's been embossed and popping that on as a topper, which looks absolutely exquisite. Lily's done a gorgeous job there, absolutely beautiful. I'm with you, I think, on this one. This one is just stunning. Yeah. Whether you pop in just a muted colour in the background and then letting the die cut element stand out and stand proud because of, you know, of course you're popping it onto there, but it's that extra sculpture and extra dimension that you get. And let's not forget, if you don't want to use that element with the embossing folder, you can just use it as an embossing folder. Yeah. And another lovely Lily one, she's coloured it in.
Looks totally different. Totally different.
And that looks more flat, but that looks more dimensional. But it's the same thing. It looks absolutely exquisite. Soft spot for this one as well because the level of detail on that is exquisite. And again, all from embossing folder. To look at it, you'd think it was a stamp. And that's been added all that colouring into, but it's not. It's the extra depth and dimension that you are getting with these. Another firm favourite of mine. I love the Dreamcatcher. I think it's just stunning. And again, what you could do, because I love this one, and I think Leanne gave this idea where she talked about it on the show at the launch day. You can die cut the element and then you give it a little drop shadow, so it makes it even more popping off that page. Absolutely exquisite, and you can see the depth and dimension that you're getting with a die cut piece on the top. And then do you know what else you could do, Becky? You could run it through again for the second time and you could cut out elements and then create more depth and dimension. You could go on to like a decoupage element, but you're losing none of the 3D element when it comes to the embossing. It's exquisite. And when I saw them, because we brought this launch kind of forward, I had them at Hobby Maker the other day. Leanne launched them the day before. I had them at Hobby Maker not yesterday, I can't remember what day we're on. Oh my God, the guys loved them. They are absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to get playing and show you how to use them.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Lots of people are messaging in to say hello. Mary Beth says, hi everyone, joining from a cold Minnesota. Phil Watson is saying good evening all. Jill is saying hi from North Yorkshire. Beth, good afternoon from North Dakota. Stephanie says hello again everyone from New Jersey. Blew leaves off the patio in the break. Well done. At least you were, you were doing something. I was doing very little. It's good to be busy in the break. Pat says that was a quick hour. Hi from New Jersey again. It does go very, very quickly, doesn't it? Sarah says hi, Debbie, Becky, and Crafters TV team. Barbara says hello, everyone from Indiana. Rita says good afternoon, Crafty Peeps from a lovely Louisiana. And Caroline says good evening, Crafty Peeps. Tim C is here saying hi. How is everybody? And saying I have so many embossing folders, but unsure really the best way of using them. So looking forward to lots of inspiration. We're definitely going to have plenty of that. And as Debbie said, we're going to be looking at all the different types of embossing folders. So this is your opportunity. If you've got some lurking around and you don't tend to use them very often, this is going to be the thing that's going to make you bring them out and use them again and again. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, because I love these. Love. Beyond love. If you caught the show with Leanne as well, what she did was she ran through lots of, first of all, to show you the depth and dimension they get on some satin cardstock, and it looked beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to go straight in because we've got a lot to cover in this show, so I'm going to go straight in there. You can always go back and watch that show and, of course, get a little bit of inspiration here right now. Now, I've taken, using this is actually our multi-purpose cardstock. I've wrote on the back as well, so I didn't forget which colours I'd used. Oasis and Ocean Blue to create a little back wash colour, a little bit of coloured card. Looks like fluffy clouds, doesn't it, in the sky? Yeah. Just how I'd left that. But I'm just going to, because I realised when I got in, thinking I hadn't done my little faux bleaching that I wanted to do on it. So I'm going to bring in one of my little brushes and do a little bit of a flow bleach. Faux bleach just onto the back of that. And then we're going to do a nice little embossing with it. And then we're going to use the embossing elements to do a little bit of picking out with colours as well. So I'm just going to just let that settle for a second. I am, in the meantime, going to use this die and thinking, please don't have cut that frugally, Debbie. Oh my God, talk about tight. You can tell I'm a Yorkshire lass. Look at this. I like to cut things down to size, Becky.
You're not kidding. I mean, there's barely a whisper on either side of that die.
So I'm just going to pop that on and we're going to die cut this first and then we'll run that through.
Do you reuse your tape as well?
Do I reuse
your tape?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
Really terrible for it.
And I think, why am I bothering?
Do you know, I said the same thing to myself, Becky, because I think, why am I bothering?
Yeah.
Because, especially in a pack of low-tack tape, you're getting 3.
I know.
It's so silly.
Yeah,
I don't know why we do it to ourselves.
I know. And all it does is make my Gemini filthy because I've got all these bits of tape stuck to it. No, I don't think I should.
You see, I won't do it to mine. I will not stick any tape down to my Gemini. Oh. No, because of that reason.
Yeah.
If you'd seen me, beloved faithful Gemini, the one that I've retired and said I was going to gift, but I've kept it because I just can't part with it, it's covered, it's filthy. It's absolutely filthy because I did exactly the same thing. Now, if I just take where's my poker tool, find the release hole, Debbie, stop trying to tap it out of there, because there is a release hole and it's there. Just take that out and you've got your lovely die cut element. So this is when we're going to pop it into the embossing folder. However, I have seen that is now ready to pop down and lift off, and just a tiny little bit of faux bleaching really on top. Yeah, it's a really nice effect. So we're going to use the embossing folder. Now, with a 3D folder, it's made from a thicker plastic. You can see that it's quite a nice thick plastic because, I say plastic, you know what I mean. Yeah, it is, plastic folder. Yeah. But you can run your fingers across and you can feel the dimension in there. When you want to feel where it's raised, now that's cardstock that's patterned on one side because it's got the paper, it's white on the other side. I want it to push through the colour. So I'm looking for the raised element. Now on these particular ones, you've got the writing on the back to give you that little helping hand. Okay. So when I know that I'm putting that into there now safely, I know it's going to push upwards, it's going to give me the embossed, not the deboss, the emboss look, which is what I'm after. I always cut mine down just a fraction underneath the size of the folder. This is 4 by 6, and I'm just going to make sure I've lined that up nice and correctly. Perfect. 3D means we change up the platform. So we're going to come in with our cutting plate, our magnetic shim, and then our plastic plate onto the top and run that through. This is a 3D folder. If you've got your manual, now this will only go through your MIDI, it won't go through your MIDI, the MIDI, it's literally just put your cardstock into the folder and run it through the MIDI.
Right.
You don't need any platform, any extra shim or anything like that. Now, that will have embossed it beautiful, and even on the blue cardstock, without me actually doing anything, you can see the level of embossing, and you can definitely see the different levels. You've got a more flatter on the leaf and on these little background butterflies. This foreground butterfly, a little bit more raised, but where it pops in the 3D is when it brings the focal part of these flowers into the foreground, so that's where the level of 3D is. So a flat, a medium, and then a raised, and that's where you get that gorgeous 3D from. I'm just going to leave that there for a second because we're going to come to this piece. Oh my God, Becky, I swear, when I got my hands on these, I just fell instantly in love. And I mean seriously, instantly in love. Now, to emboss this, you would think, oh, we're going to pop it over the raised elements.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but the easiest way to do it, Becky, is go into the bit that's cut away, so the recess, so that would be the deboss, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're just going to stick it in there because it'll fit into there. And if I just bring that into line, it fits in. It almost like, not locks or clicks into place, but it fits into place. And you can always test it because when you turn it over, you'll see that it's lined up absolutely perfectly. Now at that stage, you can absolutely tape it down because the minute you pop that onto there, there is potential for it to move. However, we're going to risk it for a biscuit.
I say that as well.
What's the worst thing that could... Do you say that?
Risk it for a biscuit.
Risk it for a
I
biscuit.
don't know
Yeah,
why.
I always say that. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I just have to cut it out again and do it again.
Yeah.
That's the worst that could happen.
Yeah.
3D, so it's absolutely popping that 3D back into there. In the platform that I just spoke about, being... And you can see now, I mean, it hasn't moved. If you're not comfortable doing that, all I would say to you is definitely stick it down. But what it's done is it's pushed it into there to give that lovely effect. And even on white, even on white, you can really see that come to life. Look at that level of embossing. It's absolutely exquisite. And you know the thing I'm going to do now? I'm going to use our and I say, our inks, but it is literally a case of getting my inks. I've chosen lemon tonic, straw bale, so I'm going to bring in lemon tonic, straw bale. I've got a bit of orange. I've got pink tulip, fuchsia. Oh, I've just got one missing. I thought I'd got them all, Becky, because the other one I'm after is crushed velvet. So I'm going to pop in a bit of crushed velvet as well. Now you can use any inks at this point. But I'm going to just use these, and all I'm going to do is do a spot of colouring. Let's come in with, we'll do the butterfly first.
And are those water reactive?
Yeah,
inks?
water reactives. Yeah. You can use any of your inks at this stage. Seriously, doesn't matter which ones you're using. Oh, do you know what you could use? Your new water palette Shimmer.
Oh yeah, they look so good. In fact, somebody just saw Gillian saying she had a bumper delivery this afternoon. Shimmer watercolour palettes, storage and some crafty gifts for Christmas. Can't wait to use the Shimmer watercolours. They do look absolutely beautiful. I'm looking forward to having a play with those.
Oh, Becky, you're going to fall in love. Absolutely fall in love. I am really sorry. I just can't. I feel terrible today. I've never been. I mean, I've got a dry cough normally, but I've never been this bad.
I think
it's taking well and truly hold of me now.
You need to have a rest from talking. Bit difficult in this job, isn't it?
Yeah, just a tad difficult in this job. But all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of colour to it. So I'm going to come in with, let's go with the orange.
Lynn Blackledge says her Gemini's like mine, filthy. Tim C says my desk is covered in low-tack tape. I'm with Debbie, not on the Gemini. Yeah, maybe I should do that. And Kim says she reuses her tape as well and sticks them to her desk.
You see, that's what I do. Is that what Kim said? I put it on my desk. Terrible. I mean, really, I should just be throwing it away, but I can't throw away. If it's still got a lot of use in it, it's a waste.
Exactly. You can really make it last a couple of goes.
Yeah, absolutely you can. You can definitely make that go a long way. I thought I got all my colours, Becky, but I haven't got all my colours because I've got my Spring Meadow as well. Let's come in with a bit of Spring Meadow. Well, I think there's been a bit of a mix on these. I think they've got a bit of shimmer on these as well. Do you keep all your daubers totally separate? Yes. Got a set of daubers for my water reactive, got a set of daubers for my quick dry, a set of daubers for the opaque, and now a set of daubers that cover the shimmer ink pads and the and that's the metallics as well. So you know those lovely metallic ones. And what's the other one that we've got? Oh dear me, the old brain's not working today. I'm trying to think which ones they are.
What are they called? The ones that are like a chalky finish, duet
Thank
ones.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Becky. Yeah, thank you very much for helping me out there, because that's exactly what it is.
I can never remember what they're called. It takes me ages to remember their name.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Look at me, I couldn't remember them at all today. And I absolutely love them. I love the duets. But yeah, so I've got a set there, because you're getting quite a lot of the ink daubers. I don't know if they're still in stock. Might be worthwhile our little producer Dean having a little look. The ink daubers, the finger daubers, sorry. Are they called finger daubers? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think that's the official title for them.
We all know what you mean, even if they're not called that. But I think they are called that.
I think our Debbie spoiled us because we've got some new ones in here. I think we've definitely got some new ones. Oh, I've missed my little leaf off up at the top. Let's come into that leaf. There we go.
Jules says, Becky and Debbie, I say that too when we say a risk it for a biscuit. I think it was an advert many years ago, but don't ask me what it was for. I guess a biscuit. I think it was in a game show. Risk it for a biscuit.
Do you know, I think so as well, yeah. Yeah, I think you might be right on that. Yeah, I think it was. Now you're saying that, Becky,
Right,
I definitely think that was right, yeah.
Oh, I've just heard the daubers are out of stock at the moment.
Not to worry, they'll be soon back in stock. They're another one of those items that when they come in, get them while you can. Because they're absolutely fabulous. I mean, you could paint with them. You could actually just pop a little bit onto your glass desk and pick them up and paint with them. But like I said, you could be using your shimmer ink pads because they look exquisite. Those watercolour ones. Those other ink pads as well. So I'm just having a little mix of colours onto here.
We were wrong, Debbie.
Have I got it wrong?
We were wrong.
Where is it
Risk
from?
it for a biscuit comes from a 70s advert from Muesli Bar.
Never.
But actually, it was I'll risk it for a Swiss kit. Which is
Risk
what the bar,
it for a
Swiss kit. Swiss kit, which I think was what the Muesli Bar was called.
Oh.
And then it changed risk it for a biscuit. So, who knew that you would learn so much? It's not just about craft or embossing folders, it's about using animals and chocolates as measurements and iconic 70s adverts. Who knew?
I thought it were a game show, you know.
And maybe it's been used in the game show.
When you said that.
I think, you know, it'd be something like, what's his name that used to do Strictly?
What's his name who used to do Strictly?
Bruce Forsyth, kind of.
Oh, Brucey.
Kind of thing that he would say.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Oh, don't get me set off again.
Do you know, when I was a child, I thought I'd grow up and be one of those girls on Play Your Cards, right? No, with a big playing cards
dolly
that would walk on. Yeah, a dolly dealer. I thought that's what I was going to become when I was a child. Or I was going to be one of the dancers on, what was that programme called with the dusty bin?
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. I thought I'd be one of the dancers on that. The Brian Rogers Connection, they were called. And I quite clearly wasn't.
Becky, how do you remember all this stuff? Because you've been blowing me away with your memory today with all the stuff that we used to, like, oh my God, I can't believe you remembered it all.
Oh, but that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be in, in sparkly outfits, dancing on, Top of the Pops or something. That's what I wanted to do. Or on Blue Peter, making things out of sticky back plastic.
Oh my
cardboard.
God. Dear, they're classic programmes, them. Although I think Blue Peter's still running, isn't it? Longest,
I think so, yeah.
Longest show ever, I think, isn't it? Longest kids show ever?
Yeah.
I think something like that. I think. Do our American friends know Blue Peter? That's a good question to ask.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have something similar over there.
We might be talking about Blue Peter. They might have got a foggy as to what we're talking about.
Oh, they probably don't, because we often say, here's one I made earlier, which is what they always used to say on BP6.
Yeah, definitely.
They always had a
That's
crafty
exactly
bit,
what they used
didn't
to say, yeah.
They'd have a crafty bit and bring out something to show you a technique, and then they'd bring out the finished item. They say, well, here's one I made earlier, which is what we always say, because it came back from, you know, that whole thing when we were kids.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right. I'm just cleaning that down, Becky, because now we've got our background and then we've got our lovely colourful that you can just line up over to the top, which looks insanely good.
Yeah.
However, in the background, you've still got your embossing features. So this is what I said about taking your inks and then maybe colouring with them. So you could take an ink pad, pop a little bit of ink just onto the desk, and then pick it up with a paintbrush, or in fact, yeah, I've got my little paintbrush. I had it here earlier. I was talking to Tracy about it.
Is it not in your cup of water?
Oh God, it is. Oh, jeez. Thank you, Becky.
It's all right.
Yes, it is. And then just pick up and paint over the top, and literally just add, because you've got that in the background, so why not use it? It makes them stand out as well, and it just accents those extra. And there's a little butterfly here as well, so let's come in with a little butterfly.
Ords29 says, if you keep your daubers for individual inks, how do you remember which dauber goes with which ink pad?
They sit on top of my ink pad tray.
Oh, okay.
So all my ones that I use for watercolour, they're sat on the top of the watercolour ink pads. And then the same with the other one as well. So they all sit there, so I never get confused. But that's a really good ask, that, Audrey. Yeah. Really good, because yeah, I don't want that to happen. So that I mix them all up. Now I'm just going to move that to one side because I've got one. Here's one I made earlier. I didn't even realise I said it. But yes, and I use me Sparkle Clear Overlay. I had a slight little accident because I sneezed at the same time as I was using it last night. So it's got a blob. It's not snot. Just so you think, it was the pen. I literally just squeezed too hard. You know, I sneezed, and you know what you're like when you're sneezing. Sneezed too hard, and it literally just went everywhere. I was lucky to get away with just that little bit, but I think I can get away with that one. So. And I've actually just popped foam pads.
Some foam pads. Just a few.
Just a few on the back. Yes, just a few. So, I don't know if you want to read any more comments while I'm peeling the backs off my many thousand of foam pads that are on the back.
Let's have a look. Wendy says, good evening, Becky, Debbie, Team Social, CTV and all the crafters. My Bella Luna collection and extra paper pads arrived today. I just love it. Lynn Blackledge is in to say hello. Who else have we got here? Catherine says, hello from Roswell, New Mexico. I just got the Snowflake and Peony ones from HSN. I absolutely love them. Charlotte Everett's here to say hello. And Mo Cross said, it's that time of year, being ill. Feel better soon and rest up. And Charlotte Everett says, the Shimmer watercolour palettes would look nice on these.
They would, yeah. I am going to be using them on the Swirl embossing folders that we've got coming up later, because they are beautiful, absolutely. Right, before I stick that down, I'm going to leave that there for a second, and I'm just going to pop some glue onto the back of there and stick it down onto my black matte cardstock. And I've just got a fraction bigger, so this is a 4x6, so I've just got a little fraction bigger to create a little bit of a frame round it. And then I've actually got a card blank as well. I did have a card blank. There it is.
I don't think I've ever done a show with anyone who's been able to find everything that they need straight away. I mean, quite often I go, I don't know where things are, and I look in front of my desk and actually, there's something in front of your desk.
I know.
Is that something you need?
Is there something in the front of my desk?
Yeah, there is.
What have I dropped on the floor
I don't
now?
know. I'm gonna have to go
I get worse with age. Let me just I have no idea what I've dropped on the front. Is it something craft related? Oh no, that's not mine. Where's that come from? Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Who's had snowflakes out recently? Here's a little snowflake. Did John have snowflakes yesterday?
I didn't see that there earlier.
It's definitely not come from me. I've got no snowflakes on my possession today at all.
No snowflakes on you.
Now again, to make and emphasise that. And of course, you could do exactly what I did with this, but just onto there. But I want that 3D. I want that extra 3D. I want that extra dimension. So I'm just going to line that up. Now at this point, what you could do, Becky, is, and I've been saying it all day, use a bit of wet glue onto the back of your foam pads. I'm just going to line that up before I actually commit to sticking that down, because I want to make sure I've got that in its right place. There we go. Perfect. And then I can attach that down. And then not only have you got 3D embossing on here, you've still got 3D embossing on the background. Mm-hmm. You promise you won't judge me?
We're not going to judge you.
That's okay then, because...
Well, I might judge you internally, but... Oh, not that sentiment again.
Honestly, I can't help myself. I just absolutely love it.
It's a lovely one.
And we're going to stick it in the... Ooh. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's go in there, just into the centre.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And there you are. A lovely 3D folder.
Oh,
Lovely,
I like that.
gorgeous cut, and I cut a 3D folder because it's got your die cutting element in there. And I've just framed that onto some matte black cardstock and also some white multi-purpose cardstock and given frames. And made my own little tent card.
That is gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Really nice. And so this is using, well, the demonstration you've seen is using the new 3D embossing folders with the dies. So each one of these comes with the embossing folder that you can see up here, a nice big 3D one, as well as the die here. So you're able to cut out the individual sections. This first one here is your wildflower meadow. Then you've got this one here, which is your woodland foliage with those gorgeous little toadstools. This one is your butterflies and blooms, which we've just seen Debbie using. It really does look spectacular. This one here is your coral reef. We also have this one, which is your bohemian dreams, with that beautiful dream catcher there. And then finally, we've got your floral bouquet. And the price for all of these is £80 or $90, and platinum price is £64 or $72. They look really good. I like those a lot. The next thing I'm going to show you are the pigment ink pads in this bundle. So we've got quite a few colours here. The first one I'm going to show you is your orange. Then we have plum jam. We then have Bordeaux. We have pink tulip, twilight grey, damson wine. I always want to say damson jam, don't I? Damson wine. Then you've got oasis, spring meadow, and friar brown. So you've got nine altogether, £35 or $50. Platinum price, that's amazing, £28 or $40. This is great. Look how many you're going to be getting. Great if you need to, if you haven't already got these opaque pigments, they're definitely worth having. We're going to give you the opportunity to check out your baskets, and we'll see you in a couple of moments.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to help you log into your account on our brand new site. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Make sure to select the correct location at the top of the page. Go to the My Crafters icon on the top right of your screen. Next, enter your email address. Then, enter your password. Click the Sign In button. You should now be logged into your account and taken to your My Crafters page. When you're ready to log out, go to the left-hand side of the page and click the Log Out button in the My Account box. When you're logged out, you'll be taken back to the Crafters Companion page. And it's as easy as that.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really They go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Other customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello everybody. Hello. I was a bit early then. Welcome back. I've got a couple of messages that have come through about, well, everyone's loving, for a start, everyone loved the way that card came out. Pat says, just beautiful, I'm so excited to try mine. Stephanie says, I love the way the colours pop. I think that sometimes when you do these masterclasses, you find something that you may have, perhaps you haven't bought the whole collection, but you may have bought some embossing folders that came with a bundle, and maybe people don't get the opportunity to use them. So this is a really good day to have to be able to see the different types of way of using them. But Tim says, is possible, can you show the letterpress technique if we've got enough time?
I will definitely show a letterpress technique. Yes,
that's
definitely.
Good.
Yeah, remind me, because we're going to be doing...
Don't expect me to remember.
I'll forget.
Yeah.
Well, I'll forget, but I will definitely cover the letterpress technique for you.
Maybe Susie can remind us if we forget, because Susie's normally quite good at reminding me when I've forgotten to do things. The next thing we're going to show you are a selection of our boards. So these boards, correct me if I'm wrong, these fit into the Ultimate Pro, don't they?
They
These
do
embossing
indeed.
Folders. So we've got a whole selection of them here. They're all £10. So I'm just going to show you the type of things that you get. Some of them create boxes, but you've all got different types of elements, different kinds of bits to embellish. For example, little flowers and that sort of thing. And these are double-sided boards. So there's loads and loads of things here that you can be using. I mean, even down to like mini, tiny little gift tags here. This one with hearts and ovals. Hopefully you can see that there, all those nesting hearts and ovals. This one here with more boxes, butterflies, all sorts of swirls and embellishments. Really, really useful. As I say, all of these are £10 and they will fit into your Ultimate Pro, but they are, they can be used as standalone items. These beautiful scrolls that you've got on these ones are absolutely stunning. And remember, they're double-sided, so once again, you're getting these kind of nesting elements in there as well as all those different boxes. I'm not finished yet. I've still got more to go. So you can see we've got more here with different shapes. So all the details for these are on the website, so you'll be able to see exactly which one I'm talking about. But you can see you've got all sorts of things, even down like little sort of stitching embellishments here, and on this side as well, sort of more boxes, more sort of gift tags. And then this one here, which is one you can see the details for. This is your butterflies and teddy bears. You can see all those different shapes that you've got in there. And flip it over, you've got more sort of nesting, that one is probably better. You'll see more sort of nesting shapes in here. All of these are £10, $10, or £8 or $8 is your platinum price. And Debbie, you're going to use one of these now, aren't you?
I am, because we don't often show these. We talk about the boards, but we don't have to. I can't remember last time I did a demo with them, so I thought, do you know what? I'm going to show you.
Yep.
These are going back, and I feel like when I say going back to basics, it almost sounds derogatory, but I don't mean it at all, because it's where we start. It's where I started with embossing. I took a board, I took an embossing tool, and then did lots of embossing, then cut round them, because I didn't have, at that point, die cutting machines, dies. They were very expensive back in the day when I started crafting. So this was a really nice, inexpensive way of doing some embossing, and also they're very useful. You've got beautiful bags in there, popcorn cartons, you've got there's all sorts. I mean, literally a lot of different designs on there. And whether you choose one or you're going for the whole lot, they will fit with your Ultimate Pro, but they also independently work on their own as well, which is what I'm going to show you. So I have taken some, and you can see I write on mine. I write on everything.
Well, it's a good idea because it's quite, you know, sometimes you lose track, sometimes you lose packaging. And I think it's great if we've written something on there, even if we've written, sometimes we write instructions on things as well. I think they're really useful.
Absolutely. So I've gone for some baby blue Centura Pearl. And I've got my embossing tool, and I'm just going to line that over the top of the bear. Now, you have to find a starting point, so I'm going to try and find straight away. Why is it when I come to demo, it starts?
Because you're talking. Do a demo, do a silent demo.
Do a silent demo. Shall I stop talking? Do you want to talk for me?
Yeah. So Debbie's going to find the starting point here and use that stylus to work her way through all those little lines.
Let's start again, because Debbie didn't find the starting point at all. There we go, I'm in the groove. No Madonna songs, please. Because I know that's what a lot of people get into the groove. I might look, do you know, Matt, I'm going to bring this board just a bit further down because my eyes, it's too far. I wish I could describe how, do you know, if you're tall, you're fine, but I'm not tall, Becky, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to find a starting point. Let me get into that groove. There we go.
Get into the groove, boy, you got to prove your love to me. Who doesn't love a bit of Madonna?
Well, she's been touring the UK at the moment,
My
hasn't
friend
she?
went to see her and was disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, he was. I think he said he paid £80 per ticket, and they were,
£80 for Madonna, that's good.
no, they were the furthest possible point. I think the tickets to be close by were about £1,800.
Oh yeah, my friend, yeah.
And he said she didn't really move. I mean.
Well, she's an old lady now.
I know, we forget that, don't we?
Yeah,
she's
in her 60s. Is she in her 60s?
She's in her 60s.
Does anybody remember how old she is?
Madonna. I think she's 65.
Goodness me.
And he just said it wasn't great, and her singing wasn't brilliant either. So 65. I mean, my husband was a huge Madonna fan.
Me too.
And I remember him showing me an article where she'd been in a magazine, and she said she really liked sort of young boys, young teenage boys, 16, 18-year-old boys. You know, and my boyfriend, my husband, was 16, 17, and he said, look, I've got a chance. She likes, you know, men my age, and I would have been about 14. I remember at the time thinking, you've got no chance. And he went to see her in concert, and apparently she looked right at him.
Oh,
apparently. So he went on and on about it relentlessly for quite a long time. And then when we got together and we got married, that was my gift, my wedding gift to him. We went to see a Madonna concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
Becky, you
was a huge
spoiled
Madonna
him.
fan. And I love all of Madonna's songs.
Yeah,
Quite
classic.
like the videos. Do I have a favourite? I like Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Lucky Star. I like her early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frozen's a good
Yeah,
one.
they're all pretty good. That's like a prayer. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, the video was a bit controversial at the time.
At the time,
She loved to shock.
Back in the 80s, did you go for the whole kind of sort of floppy hair with I used to have a little bit of lace.
Oh, the Desperately Seeking Susan phase.
Lace
Yeah.
fingerless gloves.
Oh, that
lots
was
of
me. Yeah,
bangles.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, Desperately Seeking Susan. Do you know, I couldn't even tell you what the film were about because it was the soundtrack for me.
Yeah.
I loved the soundtrack. Well, that was Patricia Arquette. Or one of the Arquette sisters.
I didn't see that. I saw Who's That Girl, and I saw, I want to say Bugsy Me Alone, but that wasn't what it was called, was it? It wasn't Bugsy Me Alone. She did another, Dick Tracy, that was it, yeah. And that was the song that she did in that was called Hanky Panky, and that was the song I sang.
That was it? Oh, yeah, you sang that?
I sang and performed that when I worked for Haagen-Dazs, and I won an Employee of the Year competition, singing and dancing to that.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Has anybody recorded that, Becky?
No, I don't think so. I'd love to see it because I imagine it's horrendous. Absolutely
Well,
terrible.
to be winning the Employee of the Year, Becky.
From the whole company, the
From
whole,
the whole
of the UK.
exactly.
Yeah. Now my children will say it was about what I wore rather than my performance, because I was dressed as a cabaret performer and I was 19. Yeah.
Oh dear, that cracks me up, Becky, that cracks me up. Now, I've just took my time while you were doing that. I was trying not to talk too much because I'm throw it again, but you just follow the groove around. You literally, you enable the ball tool to follow that groove. If you noticed, I was lifting in places and things like that, just to give myself that little bit of helping hand. But you've got some other little ones on there, little Diddy bear, next size bear. It's like the 3 bears, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that one. And then all you're going to do, Becky, is, and I'll just trim this down because I'm going to cut this in, cut around it. But you take your scissors and you cut around. I think I'm going to go to my mid-size scissors with this one. Let me just change scissors, change tack, and come in and just follow now the groove to cut this out.
Laurie says, I loved Madonna in Evita and Don't Cry for Me Argentina. She was good in that. I liked that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lillian Kwok says, because we were talking about how old Madonna is, she said, how old's Cliff Richard? He must be 201. I saw him promoting his new song. Yeah.
He's in his 80s,
And
Cliff.
it was making me squirm as he looked like a Halloween skeleton shuffling around.
Pardon?
Oh
Was
my
he out there?
goodness.
Does she mean she's met him?
No, she saw him promoting his new song, so maybe not knowing.
Yes,
in
because he has got a new
person.
song out, which is actually
Yeah.
quite good. Have you noticed the time of year?
Yeah, he's going to come up with a
I
well, he
reckon
doesn't anymore now, because it's always going to be Christmas #1 is always whatever is on X Factor, isn't
Well,
it?
no,
not
because there's no X Factor anymore, Becky.
Is there not?
No,
I've
when
missed
was the
out
last
on
time
that.
you listened to pop charts?
When did that stop?
Oh my God, ages ago.
Oh.
I don't think it's been on. So Raksu won it in 2017. Then Dalton Harris won it in 2018.
How can
and I
you know
think...
this?
You what, love?
How do you remember all of this?
Oh, I loved X Factor. Big, massive X Factor fan. I mean, Leona Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay, have you heard Dean? Trust Dean. But yeah, I love X Factor. So yeah, I've loved all of the X Factor, all of the X Factor ones, to be fair. And there you go. Cut out my little teddy bear.
Fantastic.
Do you know what I'm going to do with him though? I think I might give him a little bit of a.
He needs a face or a hat or.
I'm going to emboss.
Oh, boss it. Oh, an embossed teddy.
Yeah, I'm going to emboss my teddy bear.
Oh.
I love these swirls. So I'm just throwing this in randomly now, Becky. Throwing it in. Let me just make sure I find my raised side. This is a 2D embossing folder, so I'm looking for the raised elements, and it's there. So let's just, let's put it in. Let's put it in. Let's put it running through a little sideways body. We're on this side. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. 2D embossing folder, so it just requires 2D folders, which is the 2 cutting plates, sorry. And I'm going to run that through. Yeah, new Cliff Richard's new song. It's not bad.
Which is new one?
Cliff Richard's new one, yeah.
Oh,
You have to listen to it.
The only ones I can think of are Summer Holiday and Christmas time,
Mistletoe and wine, children, forget the rest of it.
Christian rhyme.
With logs on the fire.
and gifts on the tree, a time to rejoice in the good that they
Oh, I
bring.
love that song.
It is a good song.
Oh, I can't wait for Christmas songs. Do you know Craig's already playing them?
Well,
Honestly, Craig's already playing
I have to say, last time I was working with Craig, he said, "Oh no, you know, all the heart Christmas things were on," and I was like, "Okay, I have to listen to stuff." And on the way home, I did listen to some Christmas music. I do love a bit of Michael Bublé.
Yeah, I love a bit of Michael Bublé as well. I've just embossed my little teddy bear a little bit. Isn't it lovely? I kind of flattened it here though because I forgot when I was trying to put it through twice. That's what can happen. It's not a road. I should have just gone with the one, but I'm okay with that one. I think it looks okay. And I actually cut out a next size down and a next size. Look at the 3 bears. I'm going to leave those plain though because I'm going to I think I might have them on the shoulder. Right, so coming in, I've got with just a card base here. Again, I think this measures at 8 by 8, if I remember rightly. No, Debbie, it was 7.5 by 7.5. Because there's, you'll know, at Hobby Maker, Alex has had his baby boy now. Oh, you don't work on
Alex?
Hobby
Who's
Maker,
Alex?
do you? Do you work on Hobby Maker?
No,
Side?
I'm always on Sewing Street.
Yes, so Alex has had a little baby boy, so I wanted to make a card for him. So I think I'm going to make this and send him this. I'm back down there next weekend, so I'm working with him. So
Yeah, you don't want anyone to vote for this for the demo of the day.
Oops, didn't think of that one, did I?
No.
Oh Lord.
Don't. When we come to vote, well, I'll hide that one when we come to the vote. Yeah.
Hide it.
Hide
Hide
it.
it. It's exempt. Can't enter this one in. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, I wish. Do you know? The reason I've done this demo is because I love these embossing boards, and it has been a while because we're so used to playing with new things, Becky, and it's like. Seriously, there's some gorgeous embossing boards out there that you can create some really nice pieces with. So that's why I wanted to just recap and show you, you know, it's not as bad, it's not as hard as it is, and then you can have a little bit of fun with it as well. I think I'm going to pop some foam. Let me just come in with a bit of foam because I'm going to lift him as well.
What's that you've got there?
No way, Jose. I ain't falling for that one, missus. Go on, I'll let you have it. Foam on a roll.
No, I'm not going to sing it. I'm going to sing it.
You've already sang beautifully with the Christmas.
I did, yes.
You sang
You can only get
beautifully.
one song out of me per day, I'm afraid. My agent insists that I only sing one song per day. Lillian says, in 20 minutes, if you're in the UK, you'll be able to spot the partial lunar eclipse, but it's stormy and I can't see a thing.
Oh, no, is it on now?
20 minutes.
Oh, we need a break. Can we have a break?
Yeah.
Just so we can go. Count that down, guys. Count that down.
I don't know if we will be able to see it. I'm a bit worried.
It's been very foggy. I don't know about down up here, but my neck of the woods, it's been ridiculously foggy.
Yeah.
It was atrocious driving up this morning until I got past. Is it Bower Bridge?
Yeah.
That place, and then it kind of petered off and it went nice and clear. Right, let's pop him in the centre. Let's get him in there. And then I'm going to bring in my little semi-mini bear, the next size down. Take my foam pads off there. You are coming off. There you go. Oops.
So when did he have a baby boy, or they're about to have a baby boy?
So he's just come back to work after paternity
okay.
leave. So it's, let me just think where I can pop him. Let's pop him. Yeah, we'll go. Corner?
Yeah.
Kate's corner? We'll go
Yeah.
Kate's corner. And then I'm going to have him just on shoulder. It's so cute. They are lovely, these. And then all I've done with this, Becky, is I've used my little mini dies. Because obviously I've told you, I mean, I couldn't put with love on this, could I? Not really. I probably would have done if I could have got away with it. But I've used our little mini expression dies, the lovely alphabet. And I've just made my own welcome baby boy to this one.
That's lovely.
So let's pop. Now then, let's have a think. Now then, if I'd have thought, I'd have put that on that side. Let's come at this side though. We'll come welcome. Is that about straight? Let me just pick that up a little bit second. Yeah, that looks about right. Welcome, baby boy. And then, of course, it's got to have a couple of little gems on, hasn't it, with it being a little... Can you get away with it? Gems on a baby boy card. Yeah, let's put some on.
Gems, definitely.
Let's put some on. I've got some blue ones. Actually, I've got some gorgeous coloured ones here.
Kim says, just looked at for the moon, but it's thick cloud in East Yorkshire. We think we might be able to see it here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So anyway, thanks everyone, bye.
I'm just going to say, I'll pop my gems on in a minute.
I think we might be able to have a quick sneaky peek in a moment, but that is lovely. Put your gems on.
I'm going to put them on. I'm just going to try and find a matching blue one because I'm going to put some down here. I feel like that needs a bit something to even it up because if I'd have thought on, I'd have put that over there, him over there, and then I could have my welcome baby boy, which is what I was going to do. And I think it's too late to try and peel it off because it is a foam pad. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's really good. Jill says, Debbie, you've got no chance. I'm 7 miles away in Boroughbridge and it's not fuggy, but chucking it down, I can't see the moon at all. Well, according to Tracy, we can see it just outside, so we might be able to have a look in a minute.
Ooh.
Now, we have got some pictures that people have been sending in. Have we?
Have we?
Yeah, I don't think it's of the eclipse.
Did we have some from the... has anybody done the craft along project? Did Adrienne send her picture in?
Adrienne has, I will show them a bit later. Adrienne did say, she said my final craft along pictures, it flew by and was so much fun. Thank you very much, Debbie, Becky, and all crafters for your support. I think, you know, if you are thinking about joining and joining a craft along and you're a bit nervous, we're actually really nice. I know you see us and think, oh my God, they're horrible, but actually we're all quite pleasant here. So I don't know who thinks we're horrible, I'm just making it up. Just pretending, because everyone knows we're just lovely. But yeah, don't be afraid about joining in and joining in with a craft along, especially when I do a craft along in a couple of weeks' time when I'm doing a sewing craft along. And I always need someone to join me with a sewing craft along. Can I give a sneak peek as to what it's going to be?
Oh.
It's going to be an animal.
Oh.
Not a real one, but a cuddly one. So
that sounds nice.
If you wanted to join in with the craft along, I think we just message in and let Susie know, don't we?
I think Susie,
or
Rachel. I think Susie or Rachel.
Susie collates all of our people for the craft along. Yeah, is that right? Oh, here we go. If you message in Crafters TV guest at crafterscompanion.co.uk, or message Susie, or just message now and just say, hi Susie. If you message in, if you're watching on YouTube or FaceTime, YouTube or Facebook, you'll be able to say. Now we have got a few photographs of people's makes. This is great. This is from Terry. So that is
the lovely box yesterday with Jan. That's gorgeous,
That's great,
Terry.
isn't it?
I know
I like
a lot of people, I saw lots of Facebook, because Jan can't get on her Facebook at the moment, so she's missing out on a lot of the posts, but I messaged her to tell her that we're a lot of love for the tissue box.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I have a feeling it could be,
and one from Kim as well.
It could pinch
That's
the demo
nice.
of the week this week. Absolutely gorgeous, Kim. That's lovely as well. I love that.
I have to look back on that, because a tissue box is quite a handy thing to do.
They are, yeah, because tissue boxes are ugly, aren't they? Let's face it, they're ugly. So it's nice to have something that you've crafted, handcrafted, and popped over the top and have as a nice little piece.
I love the way you say it, ugly.
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 It's ugly.
I like that. It's always good. Yes, as Susie said, just message in Crafters TV guests at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you are the Christmas embossing folders we've got here. So if I grab the individual ones, you'll be able to see. So this first one is your Yuletide frame. So these are embossing folders, but with the ability of having a die in them to cut them out. So these aren't 3D, these are 2D, but you can see the type of thing you're going to be able to create from this. Really, really beautiful. This next one is your vintage snowman. And there's a little sample of that. That looks brilliant. I love that as a shaker card.
Gorgeous, that one.
It really is great. And then we have the Bohemian Star. Bohemian Star, what am I talking about? Follow the star, Bohemian Star. It's the Star of Bethlehem. What is wrong with me? I don't know. Look at that. Look how amazing that looks. Really impressive. And I like the fact that these make it really quite easy for you to create these different designs. This one here is from Frosty and Bright, which is one of those Christmas trees with all those swirls in it. And then we've got this one here, which is your Christmas Eve. So you've got that beautiful design down there with the Christmas scene, but then you've got the snow, the Father Christmas with the sleigh over the top of that. So it's 6 pieces altogether, £25 or $29, £20 is your platinum price, or $23 over there. So really great deal that you've got here as well. Terry Anderson says, what am I sewing? Might join if I have the pattern. I'm going to sew one of the, I was going to do a dragon. As Susie said, what were the animal templates? Were they a new release? Yeah, we released them about 2 weeks ago. So if you've got those and you want to do a craft along with me, I'm going to do a dragon in the next show, and which I think it's 11th of November, something like that. Something like a couple of weeks' time, roughly. So we're going to be doing that. Mocraft says, I do the craft alongs and everyone is very nice. And it's a lot of fun to get to see the behind the scenes. Yeah, definitely take advantage of it. You know, it's always nice. It's always nice to craft along for us to actually see somebody with us. So do please do join in. So that's always good. Now, the 3D embossing folders is what masterclass is all about embossing folders at the moment. So this is the one that we've got down here. We've got this as a special deal. We've got 6 altogether. These are not your normal embossing folders. Not only do you have the embossing folder, you'll also get a die, a separate die. So you're going to get a 3D embossing effect with the die to be able to cut them out. Really beautiful collection that we've got here. I'm just going to quickly grab the boards so you can have another look just here. You've got this one, which is your wildflower meadow. This next one is your woodland foliage. We then have your butterflies and blooms. This is your coral reefs. And then finally, bohemian dreams and your floral bouquet. Fantastic deal on those. Right, next thing we're going to have a look at. I'm just looking at all the messages. Lots of people talking about the card you made, saying you need to put some eyes on the bear.
Do you know what I was thinking of? The little wibbly wobbly eyes.
Oh, I like
I couldn't
those.
find them. I've got loads of wibbly wobbly eyes.
Do you know, I've got, where I live, someone keeps putting them on things. So our post box, it's got wibbly wobbly eyes. You know, and random things. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where people are going round and popping, or TikTok, popping little googly eyes in the supermarket on random things, which I think is quite funny. I like that idea. Right, next thing we're going to have a look at are the Swirl embossing folders down here. Move these ones out of the way. So you saw a quick demo when Debbie was using these on the teddy bears. So we've got a selection of them here. So you can see you've got an embossing folder. You see the effect that you've got down here. So you've got it in a little corner that you can use. So it makes a kind of decorative swirl in the corner. This first one is your graceful swirls. Then we have your butterfly swirls. Really pretty with those little butterflies just dotted here and there. This next one is your ornamental swirls. That is really beautiful, isn't it? And this one is your flourishing swirls. Then we have your, I've not done that one before, elegant swirls. No, the last one was graceful, elegant. And then finally, the filigree swirls. Is that the one that Debbie, you use, the filigree swirls?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Lovely selection here. £22 or $35. Platinum price is £17.60 or $28. Let's have a look. New Expressions by Candy says, I want to try that brown flocking powder from the World at Heart set on a teddy bear die. What do you guys think? I've not seen that. Would that work?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because that'll give it a really nice texture to it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's a really good idea as well. Yeah.
Mocraft says a dark glitter shadow bear would be nice too. Yes, it would be. And Mistress Deo says, problem with doing a craft along, it means getting dressed. You can wear your pyjamas. I don't judge. I don't judge. Who knows? I mean, for all you may know, I might not even be wearing shoes behind this counter. I am wearing, I've got jeans on. Look, jeans. I'm fully dressed. I may have taken my shoes off because they hurt a little bit. Now, Debbie, you're going to show the letterpress technique,
yes,
is that right?
so earlier on, somebody asked us if we could show you how to do the letterpress technique. Now, letterpress technique is really quite easy. All you need is a good brayer and some ink. You can take your ink pad straight to the folder, but I find that you get a more even look when you use a brayer. Now we do a really large brayer in our Crafter's Companion. Mine, I've had this years. I have to keep cleaning it because it gets absolutely filthy. But Crafter's Companion do a really nice large brayer, which you'll be able to get this technique with as well. So I thought I'd just go back to those 3D embossing folders and show you that letterpress technique. So I've taken one of our ink pads and I've gone with a nice blue because I thought it would show up quite nicely. But all you're going to do is load your brayer up with some ink, and then you're going to run it in. Now there's two ways that you can do this, Becky, because you can do it from the deboss side and the emboss side. Right. So the one that I'm going to start with first is the emboss. Yeah. So let me come round to the emboss side. You can see this one's being used. I think this might be Leanne. Nice and pink it was. Did you do a pink demo by any chance?
Probably.
Yeah, she could have done a pink one. I'm thinking she could have done one. Now this is on the emboss. It'll push through the cardstock. And if you use a brayer, what it does is it will go in and it'll pick up. So if I just show you what I mean by that, if you were to take your ink pad straight over,
yeah,
you get a little bit more of a, in fact, actually, that's probably a better one there, just to do that. But I want to spread that out because I don't want to pick too much up in terms of getting it. Can you see where it comes onto the folder? So this is just one way that you can do it. I'm going to keep that there because I'm going to show you the other side as well. Because you can actually do it in one fell swoop. In fact, shall we do it in one fell swoop?
Why not?
Why not? Let's go in. We'll do it all in one so you can see it. Again, I'm just going to load that up and run that across. Now, the difference that you get with this one on this side is that it leaves, so where the indentation is, there's no ink going into it. Where it's raised, the ink, it's over. So you get two different, completely different looks.
So one's going to effectively do the background.
Yes, yeah, it's like the opposite and the negative. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
opposite, negative? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the right word, isn't it? So I'm just going to make sure I've got that nicely, evenly all the way across. The squeaky sound is quite normal with a brayer. Just clean your brayer off as you would normally, a bit of warm soapy water, or just run it into like a cloth. What on earth have I got on there? Do you know? Can't take me nowhere.
Blame it on someone else.
You what, though?
Blame it on someone else.
I could blame someone else, couldn't I? Now I'm going to take my cardstock and I'm going to pop it in. Did Charlotte just throw Craig under the bus then? Oh, yeah, he's in Scotland, so it's okay, yeah, we'll be fine. Oh my God,
did you see that picture of the pastries he'd eaten, or he'd got?
No.
That's some raspberry tart. Oh my goodness, it looked
Did it look
absolutely
amazing?
amazing, yeah. I think it was this morning, actually.
So now you can see on this side, it's left the embossed detail and gone into the background. And on this side, it's gone to that raised element and kept the background quite clear. Obviously, little areas where I've put a little bit too much ink down, but it's absolutely fine. And just adds to the effect. Thank you very much, Tracy. Popping that in over there, it is a 3D embossing folder. You can do these with 2D embossing folders as well. And then you just run that through your Gemini. There we go. And I've just chosen an opaque pigment ink pad, but you can use any of the ink pads. Water reactive, quick dry, opaque, metallic, shimmer.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't I pick the shimmer one up? Because that would have looked beautiful. But yeah, this is the effects that you get. So,
wow.
Letterpress technique, that's going into the folder. My preferred one is where the emboss comes through and it hits the background. So that's the method that I like, and that's where it goes into the recess side. So on what we would call the deboss, that's where that ink goes into. So you get two very different looks, but I think both look quite nice. I think they look really nice. Yeah. I love it where it hits inside there. This will stay wet for longer because it is an opaque pigment ink pad. But that is how you perform a letterpress technique. And then, of course, you can go back in with your other colours. You could paint that, or you could leave it white if you wanted to leave it white, and it looks really quite effective. So that's how you do a letterpress technique. For those people who asked earlier, that's what you do with it.
Fantastic. I like that idea of doing that. And I've mentioned this before, I always think our embossing folders, they look like a Lalique crystal bottle. So Lalique was a glass artist, and he designed some perfume bottles, and they have that kind of frosted glass look to them, but they often have a kind of an embossed or debossed kind of floral shape on them, and I always think that's what they look like. That looks really good. Dale says, wow, these are great embossing folders. And Carol D says, good morning from sunny California. A huge haul from HSN goodies arrived today. So many pretties to play with. Dieter says, that would look beautiful on gold cardstock. It would, wouldn't it, with that colour of gold and the blue. I like that idea very much. I'm going to sort of show you again the 3D embossing folders, because these are, you know, they're new. You haven't seen them before. And as the show is all about embossing folders, these are you know, the bee's knees. These ones. These are 3D embossing folders with the die that you've got here as well. So you can really make it even more 3D than it would look by using this embossing folder. You can see the effect that you get with this, being able to cut things out using those dies. This is your wildflower meadow. This next one is your woodland foliage with those gorgeous little toadstools there. I think it's really, really pretty. And I love the fact that you're able to sort of cut into all of these, so you can emboss them and then cut them out and really sort of build that whole kind of decoupage image. This next one here is your butterflies and blooms. That's like the demo that you've just seen Debbie doing, and it looks really, really pretty. It is absolutely gorgeous. This next one here is your Bohemian Dreams, where you've got this beautiful dream catcher here with all of those little feathers floating down. Very pretty too. This next one is upside down. But that one is your coral reef, and I think this is lovely. Beautiful colours that you can create here. I'd be using my watercolor palette with that, and anything shimmery, I think, for there. And this final one is your floral bouquet, beautiful kind of rose peony imagery that you've got on that one. So the whole collection is £80 or $90. A platinum price is £64 or $72 for all of these. As I say, these are new. If you've not seen these before, the reason is because they only came out this week. Tim C says thank you very much for showing that opportunity, that demo. The great thing about these shows is if you've got some questions, you can ask us. If we have time, we will show you what we mean about something. So don't ever be afraid of asking a question. There are no silly questions. We've all been here before. We all know what it's like to start off. Now we're going to go back to these are your Grande floral embossing folders. Well, I've flicked through those already to show you these, but I'll do it again very quickly. This is your graceful swirls. This is your butterfly swirls. This one is your ornamental swirls. We then have flourishing swirls. I need Craig to be saying all this. Swirls. Elegant swirls and filigree swirls. I hope he's not watching, God. So £22 or $35. Platinum price is £17.60 or $28. And Debbie, you've got some samples over there, haven't you? Using
I have
some of these?
indeed, because they are absolutely beautiful. You saw Jan's craft along yesterday. I think these were what took centre stage.
Yep.
Was the beautiful swirl embossing folders. Oh my God, the samples. The samples are something else. That is beautiful. Nicole, our lovely Nicole, who designs a lot of these, it's just beautiful. And it literally is a couple of ink pads and looks incredible. And then she's just added some lovely little flower elements to that. These really do take centre stage. I love what she's done with this one. Twisted and turned it to create a lovely opposite effect. It's just glorious. And again, just a very quick, simple, inky background. This one that she's used is she's actually popped on some of the lovely shimmering ink to colour in with, and then added a lovely detail like your sentiment and your flower. I love this because it's really nice and
Subtle.
excuse me, subtle.
Yeah. It is very subtle. I love those kind of colours. So, like sugared almonds.
What Sean's done with this is she's just added some lovely glitter just onto those swirls, so those swirls pop out, and then a couple of flower dies onto there as well. Oh my days, I hope my throat is going to last. Then you've got this, again, it's so simple, so effective. It looks absolutely stunning. And I'm going to show you a few more. I think I'm going to stop talking just for a second. But you're going to have so much fun with these. Oh, good grief.
They
Nicole,
really, look at that one with
Nicole.
the white. That is really impressive.
It's absolutely stunning. So this has been embossed and then it's been sanded back.
Oh,
so
okay.
using a sanding block or some sanding paper, you can take that and then you can take off the colour, so you've got this aged, weathered look.
Nice.
Absolutely stunning. And again, just a couple more there so you can see just how fabulous they are. And then lovely Rebecca, what she's done with that one is pretty much similar to what Nicole did, but she's just sanded back one colour. And you wouldn't believe that that was from one embossing folder, but she's just literally used it, chopped it down and created something absolutely stunning. I genuinely mean it. I've always been a massive, massive fan. I've got my things all mixed up. Just bear with me. What have I got in there? Why is that dying? Why is that dying?
It's been one of those days, Debbie.
It's not me. I promise it's not me. But I've always been a massive fan of embossing folders just because they transform a piece of cardstock, something plain, something simple. And let's just remember, you can emboss patterned papers, you can emboss vellum, you can emboss acetate. Oh, looks stunning on acetate, it really does. I think Sheena did a technique quite recently of a Bella Luna vellum, and then I think she did some colour on the back of it, if I remember rightly.
Oh, okay.
But there's lots of things you can do with your embossing folders, but they do just transform something into something stunning. And for these in particular, because the focus is in like one of the corners, it leaves you a lot of open space to get your sentiments on there, to add other things into it as well. And of course, just get creative. I'm going to create a bit of a background wash, but are we doing this after the break or before the break, Dean? Sorry. Thank you. Just because I didn't quite catch that, sorry. I love these. I know you've got your hands on them now, haven't you?
I have.
God, you've got to play with them, Becky, because you're
can't
going to be
wait.
blown away. If you didn't catch these during the birthday week, we still do have some in stock. There are shimmering watercolours, and they're so beautiful because it's a water-based medium that offers you shimmer and colour. And when I say shimmer and colour, oh my God, take a look at that. Look at all those gorgeous colours. They are beautiful, and they really do create something really quite striking. I hope you caught the show last Friday with Leanne, because she was so excited to use these. They are absolutely perfect with our paintbrush set as well, and there's lots of lovely colours in there, and you will be, when we say mesmerising, you will be mesmerised. I've got some colour here, multi-purpose cardstock, and I'm just going to, I think I'm going to go with this one because
So you don't need to use watercolour paint card with them?
You'll get some nice effects with watercolour cardstock, but I mean, multi-purpose is exactly that. It's multi-purpose, and it'll do lots of, you can do all sorts to it, and including making lovely backgrounds. So I've got my water, I've got to dip my paintbrush in, because I'm going to create a bit of a background wash first. I'm going to come in with, oh God, I've got that purple. Let's get that purple up. You just simply add water onto your brush, and then take it into the palette, and then paint. And the shimmer, oh, Becky, and wait till you see it on black. It's seriously gorgeous. I think these might be featuring tomorrow in Second Chance Sunday, I think. I want to say, I'm not sure if our lovely producer can confirm or deny that.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
They are, honestly.
I want an eyeshadow palette with all those colours.
Do you know, when I was looking at it, that's exactly what I thought. Becky, I was like, these look lovely in eyeshadow. They would look stunning, they really would. I'm just going to dab away just that excess there. It doesn't matter because I'm going to just mix a couple of colours as well. I'm going to come in now and just clean my brush a little bit, and we'll add another colour into there. Let's go in with one of those lovely pinks. This is the flat brush to create lovely colour wash with. We've got 3 different sizes. I think they come with these, don't they? Is there still the deal
there's
on?
bundle. Yeah, you've got the paintbrushes and you've got both palettes in here.
I would literally dying to get my hands on these.
Well, when I saw them, this was the thing. This was my perfect thing for birthday. This is the thing I was desperate for. And it was one of the last things to launch. I couldn't wait. So I love a watercolour palette. Although I'd be fighting over my daughters because she'll be like,
Will they be
that's
after them when they see them? Yeah. I mean, seriously, they're absolutely beautiful. And the shimmer that they leave on white and black is out of this world. I don't think I've ever seen anything like them. And I know I was just as excited as everybody else on the team when we could get our hands on them because they're just delightful. So I'm just mixing a few colours here, Becky. I can already see as it's starting to dry, I can already see the shimmer on there. It's exquisite.
It is lovely. And there's so many colours in there, aren't there? It's not just like we've just chosen a few. You've got a lot of different colours in that palette.
There is indeed. Let me see if I've got the heat gun plugged in. Let's have a look. That would be a no. I thought it were plugged in. Just bear with me a minute. Oh, there's a sweet on floor. Must have dropped one out of my craft along project earlier.
You saved that for Ron.
Well, I found it, so it's going in the pocket.
No, it's for Ron.
It's a what?
It's for Ron.
Ron?
Yeah, Ron. Later on.
Later on?
Yeah.
What did I say?
That's what I said. It's for later on. It's for Ron. Later on.
Do you know, I'm like, did you see that straw hail run through the brain then.
It did feel a little bit like tumbleweed.
Tumbling
No
weeds.
one's getting my joke.
Tumbling weed. You have definitely been hanging round Ben too
I know,
much.
it's terrible. I do
That is all I'm
apologise.
going to say. You've been hanging round Ben way too much, Becky. Way too much. Now you'll let that dry. Now you can see it's curled up a little bit, but you can flatten that. But you can see the lovely shimmer.
Oh, yeah.
God. And that's been watered down using the water and to create that lovely background wash. You can also add, so if I come back in with the colours, let's come back in, I'm going to add a few little splashes onto there. Because of course they'll react with water, but while you've got these gorgeous colours, let's come in and add a little bit of water into this one. Do a few little splashing over the background. Now be careful when you're doing that because you might end up with it like I did last night. I had to wipe up all my palettes because
It went all over. Oh,
I
that's
flicked
annoying.
and it went absolutely everywhere.
Oh dear.
And I mean everywhere, Becky. Seriously, I was like, what on earth are you doing, Debbie?
Pat said she ordered this last week and is waiting for it and planning to
Oh,
give
Pat,
to my granddaughter
it's-
for Christmas. But it's so beautiful, might have to keep it for myself. Yeah, I wouldn't be giving this to anyone.
No.
Keeping it all for myself.
Yep. Keep it to yourself. Don't be giving this away. Or buy your granddaughter one for Christmas. We'll get it to you in time for Christmas, won't we? She says, like
well.
I'm from warehouse there. Speaking on
Carol
her behalf.
asks, is it easier to use a wet brush or spritz them?
A whatie?
Is it easier to use a wet brush or spritz them?
If you spritz them, you're going to spritz quite a few colours.
Right.
And they do quite, they're not, do you know, they dry, I suppose it depends where you are because I'm in an area where it's very warm in here. I am in and so they're drying pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to give this a little flash. You'd think my daughter would remember that I'm at work. I've told her I'm at work, so if anybody could hear a buzzing then, I do
No, I
apologise.
didn't hear it.
It was my daughter. She's at work too, so...
Yeah, I'd get it the same.
Does it happen to you, Becky?
Yeah, FaceTime. Regularly, I'll be here and I can see my daughter FaceTime.
That's exactly what she's just doing then.
You know, and then they go, oh, what time are you on? It's the same time every single day. Honestly.
It's kids for you, Becky. It's
I know,
kids for
I
you.
know.
I know. I bet she's just had that light bulb moment. Oh my God, my mum's on air. That's what she'll have been thinking then. Because I know she's at work, so...
Would
So
she
yes,
be
if you had-
mortified if you put her on
She'd be
air?
mortified.
Okay, we'll say you're going to do that next time.
Yeah.
So next
I'll see you
time
book it again.
I'm going to bring you in and everyone's going to see you on screen. Then maybe people will forget.
Yeah,
or remember.
absolutely. So I'm just drying that off and then you're just going to flatten that out. And I just shape it with my fingers, Becky, and just get that back into shape. But the shimmer, and especially with the little splodges there, you can see that gorgeous shimmer all over. It's just absolutely exquisite. And I'm going to take one of the embossing folders. Let's have a little look. Just bear with me. Oh, now then, which embossing folder, Becky? Just so delicious, all of these. Let me have a little peek. Ooh.
There's such a lot of choice. They're all.
There is,
they're
yeah.
all
I think I'm
beautiful,
going to
aren't
go
they?
with the flourishing swirls. And let's put this in, because this one's nice and dry. So I'm going to pop that in there. Now it is a 2D folder. So 2D folder, we are just going to use this in this combination, cutting plate, folder with your cardstock in, and then the other cutting plate over the top. And that's how that would be for a 2D folder.
Okay.
If you want a little bit more oomph, a little bit more, pop your metal shim in between that.
Oh, okay.
Debbie, not even pushed it in, excuse me. I can't sensor pick it up if I've not pushed it in. So yeah, you can do that to create an extra little bit of I'm saying oomph, just that little bit more defined. But oh my God, it's just absolutely
that's lovely.
beautiful. Do you know, we're even thinking, could I turn it round and get away with the bottom corner? Ha! Yes, you are, Debbie. Yes, you are. You're going to go it. In fact, I just need to be careful not to squish down the other part of the pattern, though. Becky, yes.
Why not?
Let's go in. Let's go in. I wasn't going to do that, but I've changed my mind. I like changing mind. I do it all the time. I set off in my head what I'm going to do, and then I change it. Does anybody else do that? Do you do that, Becky, when you set off with a project?
Yeah.
And then
Go
think,
completely off on a tangent.
Yeah, totally.
I think
totally
that's
go off.
part of it.
Yeah.
No, happy accidents.
Oh, I love that. Now, it's because I put it through twice, it's kind of just flattened this one, but do you know what I like that?
Yes, nice.
Because it's got like a an undertone and then a really lovely one here. And I think over there, I'm going to add a little bit of, could add a bit of gilding wax,
Absolutely.
Actually, you could add a little bit of ink over. Ooh, what I could do is paint with those over the top.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would be a labour of love. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
However, I think would look beautiful. I'm just going to see if I've got another colour. I think Antique's missing. Let me have a look. Oh, no, there it is. There it
Kathy
is.
Myers asked, she missed what kind of paper you were using with the paints.
That is stamping, used to be called stamping card. We now call it multi-purpose card. Yeah, that's what I use there. Watercolour cardstock, though, you can use as well. Watercolour cardstock, you'll obviously get a different effect because you've got texture in there. And also it takes water-based products really well. Now, I'm just going to add a little bit of one of our favourites here, our firm favourites, a little bit of gilding wax over the top. And on top of the shimmer, you're going to get metallic shimmer on top of shimmer. Oh, beautiful. I love how... I've just been sat playing for hours with these palettes, and I know you will as well when you get them.
Oh, I can't. I'm really looking forward to... And I go to bed quite early, don't I, when I'm at the house? But I think I might even stay up a little bit late. I might stay up till 10 tonight.
Oh,
playing.
we get an extra hour in bed.
Oh, we do.
It's autumn fall tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely stay up a little bit later tonight then.
Of course you can.
And play with the palettes. That looks lovely. That tiny little bit of gilding wax makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really makes it pop. And I'm going to come up to this area as well. If you don't like getting gilding wax on your fingers, do you know the little Q-tips, they call them in the US?
Yeah.
We call them earbuds or baby buds, cotton buds. You could use those and then you could just go over the top and that will pick that up. And that saves you from getting mucky. The only reason I know is because there was a lovely girl at the Chesterfield store, didn't like getting inky fingers or anything like that, so that's what she used to use.
Oh, okay.
And now Julia actually reminded me of it not so long ago, because I was saying I'm always getting covered in inks.
Yeah.
And especially when I just had my nails done, I'm like, oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
And she's like, have you forgotten the baby bud? I'm like, yes, I had. Yes, I had. Love that. That looks lovely. I might add. What time are we at? Oh, I've still got another demo to do. Debbie, you're getting carried away with yourself.
It's good to see all these different techniques, and often we buy these things, we have them at home, maybe we've been inspired by a particular demo, but you know, you're using so many different things on this. It's great.
Well, yeah,
Why
I mean, you
wouldn't
could be on verging of like a mixed media as well, or, you know, because you're mixing mediums. I was just debating whether to go over that, but I think I'm going to leave that because I quite like that on the eye, just that lovely undertone there, but I really do love that. I am going to buff it up, however, and I say buff it up, I've got my little rag here, my little one that I carry around with me everywhere.
So just in case you fancy doing some cleaning?
Just if... cleaning of my mucky mess. And also just to give it that lovely little extra shine when you take off like an excess level of the gilding wax, which is exquisite at best of times. It's just beautiful. I love gilding wax. Check out the website. I'm not sure if there's any deals on or anything like that, but please do check that out. I am, however, going to wipe up before I get in a right mess and a right tiz was. So if you could just give me a minute, Becky, I'm going to clean this up and then come back and we'll finish that demo.
Absolutely. Pat says, I might have to buy a second set of the watercolours. I think you might. I'll keep them for yourself. Gift them as well, but keep a set for yourself. Laurie says, I'm using this technique for a birthday card today with oranges and reds using Sheena's leaf embossing folder. And Terry says, my kids rarely text me. If I were live on TV like Becky and Debbie, all three of them would be blowing up my phone. I did say to my children, do you ever watch me on the show? And they were like, no.
Yeah, mine no.
Why? Why would we watch you? And I said, because you might find it interesting. They said, nothing I ever say is interesting. Rude. Rude is what I say. Now, if you were... exactly. Now, we're going to carry on with that demo in just a moment, but I wanted to show you the gilding wax that we've got. So the first one here is King Gold that we've got here. You can see the pots in themselves look relatively small. you will never need to buy any more. They will last and last and last. There's so much in here. You're going to use the tiniest amount in here, a really small amount. Next one I'm going to go to is the, can't read that one. I think this one's just gold. Is that what? Yeah, this
so
one's
there's,
just gold.
there's antique gold,
Yeah.
there's Renaissance gold,
Yeah.
Empire.
This one just says, I can't read because I've lost, because we've
King?
used them so, because they last so long, actually where you put, where the writing is, it's actually worn away.
It's because we all put our hands on them, don't we? Yeah, yeah.
It's lovely a set of gold. And then this last one is your Renaissance or Renaissance from the US.
Oh, I love your posture. Yeah, Renaissance.
There you go. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful, kind of coppery kind of colour. Really beautiful. And this is the stuff that you'd use on furniture, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's Pebeo, so that's what they specialised in. Like, do you know, wooden frames and things like that? Yeah, exactly what they were.
The proper stuff. So all of these are $8.99 or $12.74. Platinum price is £7.19 or $10.19. Really great idea to pop into your baskets. We're going to go for a quick break and then we'll be back with the demo as well. And I've got other great deals to show you, so we'll see you in a couple of moments.
Since I think you know when. It's that time when your credit card becomes your best friend. Look at me now, will I ever learn? I don't know why, but I suddenly lose control. There's a crafty fire in my soul. Just one look and then I buy everything. A few days and then my doorbell will ring. Whoa, whoa, birthday's here. Here I go again. My, deals I can't resist ya. Birthday's here. Bought more than I should. I know, I'll say it's for my sister. Yes, I'll be broken hearted when the deals have departed. Where did all of my money go? I'll be buying the launches and more cardstock and glue. Do I need more craft stash? There's free gifts, yes I do. Bought so much stuff, I can't close the door to my craft room. There's too much stuff that's on the floor. Maybe I should just buy no more. But then look, CC are launching new things. Bought so much, now I have got free shipping. Whoa, birthday's here. Here I go again. My, deals I can't resist ya. Birthday's here. I have no control. Bought more pokey tools and misters. Yes, with more cash I parted. Don't know how it all started. My, time to watch another show. Birthday's here. Double points you say. I'll stay platinum forever. Oh dear, I'm on first name terms with my delivery guy. His name is Trevor. Birthday's here. Here I go again. I'll watch with a cuppa and a big key. Birthday's here. Cancel all my plans. My, I think I'll pull a sickie. Yes, I'll be broken hearted when the deals have departed. My, I just cannot let them go.
Isn't Ben amazing? He is. He really is. I'm wowed by what he's able to do.
His talent.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
I think he's brilliant. We're going to go straight over to Debbie because we sort of stopped part of the way through that demo just to finish that off. So Debbie, what are you doing at the moment now?
So I'm just popping a little bit of glue onto the back of my, because I'm going to, oh my God, I knew I'd get gilding wax everywhere. I'm just popping it onto a black frame to frame this because I'm going to stick it onto a stepper card and just pop that down. down. Looks gorgeous. I felt like I had nothing on there at the second ago, and actually I changed because I did have that with me, and I thought, don't you dare, you've used it enough times today, Debbie, we're not using it again. So I felt like there were a bit too much open space on my little back, so I've just splashed a few bits to kind of match and marry up with the colours that I've used. And that's going to sit into, God, you can tell I went mad with my foam pads last night. Oh, do you know what I was doing? I was binge watching, that's what the problem.
What were you watching?
What am I watching? Well, I binge watched the Long Shadow, and then I binge watched the what's it called? Well, actually, I don't know if it's appropriate to say, but documentary on a well-known TV presenter. So we'll not discuss that one.
Yeah.
With Steve Coogan. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was amazing in that. So I binge watched all of that. And then caught up on my soaps because I'd realised I'd not watched soaps all week, so I thought I need to catch up on my soaps. So I did quite a lot, even though I was in my craft room all day yesterday, I did quite a lot in terms of
Have you watched the Beckham's documentary?
No, my daughter told me about that one, and she said, Mum, you need to watch it.
Yeah,
and I'm
really
like,
good.
yeah, I think I will. I think I'll watch that one. Right, bringing in a stepper card, because I'm going to pop onto my stepper card.
Is that a hot stepper card?
A what stepper card?
A hot stepper card.
Hot stepper?
Yeah, do you not remember that song? Here comes a hot stepper. Da, 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 da,
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, hot stepper.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. So all I'm doing is just, and again, I love that song as well.
Yeah, it's a good song, isn't
I've never
it?
called that. Isn't that weird?
Whenever I listen to The Prodigy, I think about you. So we discovered Debbie and I both love The Prodigy.
Oh, God, yeah. Like Dean, really?
Yeah,
you didn't have us down as Prodigy fans, did you?
Yeah.
Only a couple of the songs.
Yeah.
Just a couple. No, I tell a lie. There's a few that
There's
I like.
quite a few I like.
Yeah.
Warriors Dance I really like.
You what?
Warriors Dance. Do you remember that one? Video's amazing. That's quite good.
Is that since he passed or before?
Oh, before.
I was going to say, I was just trying to work out.
Oh, it's probably about 5 years old, I would have said. Maybe even maybe a bit longer than that. 10 years old?
Gosh, tells you time flies by when you're having fun.
God, I feel old now.
You feel old?
Yeah, I feel old.
Bless you.
It's like when they come up with these things like, this song's 30 years old. I'm thinking, no, it can't be. I'm only 19. And I remember that song. And then I remember, no, that's not the case. 2009 was Warriors Dance.
Good grief.
You need to download that so you can listen to it in the car on the way home.
That's more than 10 years. 2009.
No,
That's how many years? 14?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, that little dragonfly is from our same sentiments that, you know, the words came from and everything. Yep. I was going to add some gems on, but I'm going to leave it as it is because I think sometimes you can go a bit overboard, and I quite like. And also done with my little side stepper is I've just matched, although I realised did it the wrong way.
But I think that looks nice.
Do you like that?
Yes, I do.
Because I meant it all to go the same way and the same colour, and then I realised I did it turned that way when it should have been that way and gone across the top there. But lovely things that you can be doing, and all that was a wash background, emboss through, and then put a couple of gilding wax into the top of it. Lots of lovely things. You can do that in black as well. Gilding wax looks stunning on black matte cardstock. But because we've got our new watercolour Shimmer ink palette, colours, I wanted to use those just because any excuse to get them out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're gorgeous. Love that. So that was using the Swirl emboss folders. There's a 6-pack, a 6-piece collection that you've got there. The price for that is £22 or $35. The platinum price is £17.60 or $28 for all 6 of those. The next thing that we're going to show you is the heat tool. So we've got a bundle with a heat tool and also some of the heater mould stamping foam. Now, I hadn't seen this before. You've got 4 pieces of foam here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you heat this up and then you can press it against anything to create a stamp, and it will keep that shape for as long as you keep it like this. If you want to get rid of the shape, so say you've got, I don't know, maybe a child's hand or something like that, or a pattern on a vase or something, you heat this up, you press that on, it will create that kind of stamp on there, and you'll be able to use that for stamping with your inks until you heat it up again, and then it will return back to this normal state. And you've got 4 different pieces of foam in here, as well as the heat tool as well. So the heat tool is a heat tool you see us use all the time. This is going to be great for using any of the embossing powders rather, or just drying any of the items that are a little bit damp before you use them. This bundle is £29.98 or $36.90. Your platinum price is £23.98 or £23.98 or $29.52. I think I'm saying the same numbers here, just in a different order. That's what it is. $23.98 or $29.52 platinum price for those ones. That's what you need to do. Loads of people loving what you're doing. Wendy says you meant to do that, changing the card the other way. Laurie says that's absolutely gorgeous. Crafty Stacey Lou says takeaway ordered and crafts. What a great Saturday night. Kim Lusk says lovely card. Jessica says beautiful card, and Pat says a lovely card as well. I think everyone's loving your work today, Debbie.
Oh, that's
loving your work.
Thank you.
I think you're going to win demo of the
Oh, I hope
show.
so. Be some tough competition otherwise.
It is going to be very difficult. Very difficult.
I'm glad I don't have to choose, put it that way.
The next thing I'm going to show you are some cut and emboss folders. So these are 2D embossing folders, but you've also got the die built in. So if I hold this up, you'll be able to see just up here, you've actually got a die here which is going to cut out that aperture. This first one is your forget-me-not. This one is your peony blooms. We then have dancing daffodils. This is your vibrant rose. And then finally, your striking gerbera. £19 or $22 is a price, or £15.20 or $17.60 for all of those. Dita says, Becky, you're feeling old. Wait till you're into your 70s. I feel like I'm in my 70s already. Yeah, this is a huge saving, £45.85. 70% saving on those. Definitely, I think if I've got a couple embossing folders at home and I very rarely use them because I don't really know what I'm doing. Actually, this must have inspired you if you're like me and perhaps not use your embossing folders so you can see the type of things you're going to be using. Debbie, are you going to do a demo with one of these ones?
I am indeed.
Fabulous.
I've just realised I've run out of foam on a roll though because I'm trying to... We'll have to get Tracy to get me a little foam on a roll. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I won't really.
I'm going to use some Nina cardstock and
Okay.
I'm going to literally run this through and then show you, I mean, I love cutting emboss folders. Excuse me. And it's, Becky, the thick one, not the thin one. So just in case you're going out there to get me some. So I'm going to pop that in because this is a metal die that has it was the thick one. Sorry. Metal die, sponge and embossing. Again, you put your cardstock over the raised element because you want it to push through, but also you're remembering that it's cutting at the same time. So when I pop that down now, I'm going to bring in, and I always, when I'm using a cut and emboss folder, bring in my metal shim at this point. So I'm going to bring in my metal shim and then the other cutting plate. Is that the only one? Oh my goodness, I'll just try and I'll have to make do because I've already put some on. It's just as I was putting it round, Becky, it ran out. Happens to me all the time. Went in my bag thinking, oh, it's fine, it'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, normally on a cut and emboss folder, it's just your 2 clear cutting plates. But because of the technique that I'm going to do next, I've added it in because it makes a difference in terms of being able to see where I want to go with this because I love doing this. I'm going to grab a spare piece of cardstock just to go underneath, and the lovely raised element, it almost turns it into a 3D embossing folder, just giving it that extra layer. I do adore making, using, what for my pens, there they are, colouring embossing folder.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favourite techniques and I absolutely adore doing this. And because it's raised, no guesswork needed. It's happening again, Becky.
Oh dear. That's so I suppose you could use any of your colouring mediums for this. You use pencils or pens? Alcohol pens?
Pencils look fabulous. Metallics look lovely on black.
Oh yeah.
So you could do it on black and create a metallic look. And I was tempted, but unfortunately my metallics haven't come yet, so I couldn't.
Oh dear.
I know, I mean, rude, really rude. But I'm just using an orange. I think I used the burnt orange I'm using the burnt orange in this one, but in mine at home, I think I used just the orange. Is it the orange blend they call it, or is it the burnt orange? I'm trying to remember the colour of this one.
Do you know, I kept saying how I only had one set of pens at home.
I bet you hadn't.
I got the deep blends because I thought and actually I unpacked everything, took all the packaging off everything, and realised I'd already got the deep blends. It was the other one I didn't have.
Oh, so is that the essentials?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
So I've not got the essentials. I've only got the deep blends twice. So if I run out of a colour, at least I've got another colour there. But I do have to get them all really. You need everything, don't you? You need these, you need all the illustrators, you need all the classics, you need the whole shebang.
There's reasons why you need all of them, in my eyes, if you can. But just do it like I did, started a little bit at a time. Yeah. I couldn't get everything in one go, so I just built up the collection.
There's always a deal to build up one sort of
See, for the majority of mine, working in store was my down, it was my Achilles heel. And when I worked in store, oh my God, every time something come in, I'm like, I've got to have. And I genuinely mean it. And Jan will tell you the same. I was shocking. Always had a little drawer full of stuff that I wanted to buy at end of day or end of week, or because it's lethal working in a craft store. Let me tell you now. I'm just going to switch up the colour so you can see, but because that line work is picked out for you with the embossing, so easy to achieve this look. I love colouring embossing folders.
Do you think this is a good starting point for someone that hasn't done much colouring to do an embossing folder? Yeah,
and also because there's the embossed detail in there, quite nice and easy to follow as well in terms of, you know, the pattern, where to put the shade in, and really nice. Anybody can do this, anybody. And I like this, although it takes a bit of time, and it will take you some time, but yeah, you absolutely will love the effect that it creates. And I mean that genuinely. I'm going to have to stop there, guys, because I've just realised the time, but just continue to colour that in.
Yep.
And that's the look that it finishes. So I've used the green blend and the orange blend and the red blend to create this and going round each detail. And I just took each flower as I went round and then did the green last just to bring that out. Because it looks, honestly, it's worth from transforming a piece of Nina cardstock. And I've used Nina because this is an alcohol marker. I want the best results for it, so that's why I use that. But it looks absolutely amazing. Now, as you can see, I ran out of foam pads. So I'm going to try and get this now, because I'm going to create a little bit of a shaker card, and I just want to create a seal, which is why foam on a roll is the best one to use. Don't you dare. I'm listening.
Don't you dare, don't you dare. To sing foam on a roll, hey.
Yeah, we need to get him to make a new one up,
Do you know,
I think.
I've never been able to get Lily to say it by accident. Never.
Lily?
I try every single time she's
You've got tomorrow to try. She's on tomorrow.
I'm gonna make her say it tomorrow.
Now,
no, say it.
I've got a card blank. I think it's 5 by 7. Yeah, 5 by 7.
Yeah.
I took my next size down. Now, I wanted it to match the colour. And you're probably thinking, well, have you done that? Well, I literally took my orange pen and just drew around it.
Yes, why not?
But because I wanted it to match the back, you know, and I couldn't find the right orange that matched the colours. And normally I do that. I choose the colour paper and then turn the, use the colours there. But I just wanted to give it that little bit, and I want to get this. Please don't judge me. Please don't judge me. But
No! Do you know earlier on in the day we were talking about tattoos? Tattoos. If you ever have a tattoo done, Debbie, it's got to be that. It's got to be that. I wonder if anyone has had a tattoo with a Crafter's Companion sentiment.
See, I'm waiting for the next lot of sentiments to come out. That's my argument, and I'm sticking with it. Because I genuinely, I know people think I'm daft, but I have a set at the side of my desk. It's things that I just reach to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I never know when to stop reaching to this one. No, but it is fabulous.
But it covers so many different types of
Yeah,
things.
and I think that's what it is. I mean, my friend Linda, I've told you before, I send my cards to her shop so that she can sell them on and raise money for the local charity,
Oh, really?
for Barnsley Animal Rescue Centre.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's what I do. So I have to keep them quite generic.
Yeah.
Because you can't start adding, things in, can you,
Yeah.
that, that might...
Are you able to say what the shop is?
It's Barnsley, it's called Bark.
Right.
Barnsley Animal Rescue Centre.
Oh, okay.
Loads of charity shops around the Barnsley area, and she runs the Goldthorpe one. Ran it there for a fair
So
few
if you
years.
want a real authentic Debbie Robinson card, that's where you need to go to get one.
I don't ask her how much she charges because I just said just raise some money.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are when I've been on air and made them. So put a few sequins in there, Becky.
Absolutely.
Try
Never
not
have
to get my sequins trapped too tightly into there. And I'm just trying to make sure that they're within the confinements of... I probably could have done with raising that just that little bit more, but I think I'll get away with it. So I'm just making sure I've got nothing interfering with the drop. Oh no! Nothing interfering, then I go and do it. Right, let me seal that and make sure that that's not going to go anywhere. Oh, I love
Oh, I love those colours.
well, I thought they matched when I was looking for me sequins. Now, either way this will go. Obviously, it's going around that shape, but you could pop that any way you wanted. It could go that way as well, because I think it looks just equally as nice on the landscape, and I think it might fit better with the With Love on the landscape. So I'm going to change that up a little bit, pop that over the centre, and there you go.
Gorgeous.
There you are. Little shaker
I
card,
love that.
and get your pens out, get colouring, and enjoy the embossing folders.
Yeah.
Lots of things you can do with embossing folders.
Yeah.
I've just touched on, well, barely any techniques, to be fair. Loads of different things you can do, which is why we have these shows now and again, so that you can get creative with them.
Absolutely. We need to do votes.
Ooh.
So could you get your mix together so we can do vote for demo of the show, and then we need to do demo of the day. It's gone really quickly, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, yeah. Right, number one, where we started with the gorgeous, stunning... I'm now thinking, where the hell With
Butterflies
Love?
and Blooms, that one?
Yes, absolutely love these. So that's number one. Number two was the teddy bear one.
Oh, yeah.
Number three was the Swirl.
Yeah.
And then number four was the last one there with the alcohol colouring. So 4, 3, 2, or 1.
But
you decide.
But don't vote for number 2. Because we've got to gift that, so don't vote for number 2, just between 1, 3 and 4. Right, please do get your votes in, so we've got plenty to get voting for the next 8 minutes is all we've got left of the show. To recap, these are your cut and emboss folders. So this is the one that Debbie's used, which is your Forget-Me-Not. It works so well with that orange colour, really nice. So that's your first one, that's your Forget-Me-Nots. This next one here is your Peony Blooms. Then you have this one here, which is your Dancing Daffodils. So you can see here you've got the embossing folder, and then you've got the die over here, which is going to cut out that aperture for you, and they all work in the same way. This next one is your Vibrant Rose. And then this one is your Striking Gerbera. It's a fantastic price, so 70% off on this, £19 or $22. Platinum price is £15.20 or $17.60. And whilst we've shown you these samples, just using a little bit of ink going around them, but I love the idea of actually colouring them individually in with some of those those pens that you might have. You've got some samples over there, haven't you, Debbie, to show us?
Yeah, so again, this is an example of how you can use it to colour in with a colouring medium. That's one with an inky medium, so it's the same design, but just in a different card shape, and creating that aperture as well. That one's got a little bit of an inky background and then being sprayed with the sparkle sprays that we have.
Yep.
Again, same design, but this time taken into a different kind of a fold again. A nice little gift bag there, but absolutely beautiful, and again, just coloured in. I love this one. I've always loved this because I think it looks really quite grungy looking, but I adore it. And again, we can do it onto textured cardstock. That's been done onto some textured cardstock and matched with the sunflower pieces, and then you can do
That's
anything.
nice.
You can put framed pictures of loved ones in there as well. So lots of lovely things that you can do with them, lots of mediums that you can colour in with. A great set at a great price. Great price.
Yeah.
So well worth considering if you love cutting emboss folders, because I think they're fabulous.
Really look lovely, like those. And Stephanie says it was a beautiful card, and the colours. Colours are a real departure, those kind of oranges and reds. I'd never think of using them. I'd always go for sort of pastel colours, and I think that was so nice, it makes everything pop. Now, the 3D embossing folders with the dies have been incredibly popular. So if you've seen these launch earlier on this week, you will see that you would have seen all the different demos that we had with these. These are absolutely beautiful. Not only do you get this 3D embossing folder, you also get the die down here, Becky, to cut everything out, making them really, really versatile. This one here is your wildflower meadow. Then this one, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, is your woodland foliage with those little toadstools. This one here is the one you saw Debbie do her demo. There's butterflies and blooms. And this one is your Bohemian Dreams. This one here is your coral reefs. And then finally, this is your floral bouquet. £80 or $90. Platinum price is £64 or $72. Right, we have a winner.
Ooh, have I got a winner?
Can you guess which one it was?
I can't. I genuinely can't, because I've loved all of the... I'm just thinking I can't find that one then. So I'm not really sure which one. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Tell me, put me out in the misery.
You'll be glad to know it's not number 2.
Thank God for that, because that's coming down.
And actually, it was only one vote between
Really?
it. It actually went to number 1.
Oh, I'm really pleased with that.
really
I'm not
nice
going to lie,
one.
because
Yeah.
I love you have got to get these embossing folders, the dies, just for the depth and dimension. Absolutely incredible. So we better do the demo of the day. Shall I bring this over for you then?
If you don't mind, and
no
I'll
problem.
get these together. It seems a long time ago that we did that first demo.
I know.
Isn't it? The day's gone.
Yeah, it's gone by really
It goes
fast.
really quickly, but
Yeah.
we've crammed an awful lot in. So, vote for demo of the day. The first one here is this double concertina card that Debbie made with all of those sort of the pop-out little embellishments you've got here. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the craft along. I have to open it up. Ooh, look at that. That is absolutely stunning. That is your exploding box with the little handbag in there. And then this is number 3, using that embossing, 3D embossing folder with the dies in there. So please do get your votes in as soon as you can. 1, 2, or 3. 2, 3, 2, 1. We've got 1 minute to do the votes, so we're going to have to be quick. It's been a brilliant day. I've learned a lot.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Of course. And thank you so much for struggling with your bad cough.
I'm hoping by the next time I'm here, it's all gone, because I'm up again on Tuesday. So I'm hoping by Tuesday it's all gone, or at least, I mean, because I've always got a tickly cough anyway, but I'm hoping all this head cold's disappeared. So apologies again for all the coughing, spluttering, but thank you for the patience, because you've all been very kind as well, the lovely messages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see you again on Tuesday, because it's me and you on
Halloween.
Spooky Halloween.
Do we have to dress up, or shall I just come in without any makeup on so I look like a
Well,
witch?
we could do that, Becky, because I would scare the living pants off you if I didn't have my face on. So maybe that's the way we're going to go with. I can't wait to see you all on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And of course, as I said, you're stuck with me for 6 whole days, I'm afraid. So I'm on tomorrow with Lily. We've got a first look. Can I say what first look's about? Nature's Garden Fabulous Fuchsias. Wow, they are fabulous. Think of all the colours of a fuchsia. You've got some amazing items. We've got some paper pads. We've got embossing folders. We've got decoupage elements, dies, all sorts of different things. So that is going to be tomorrow for first look. Then we've got a craft along, which is a birthday sentiments. Swash sentiments dies that we've got for the craft along. And I think we've got somebody joining us with the craft along tomorrow as well. And then we've got Second Chance Sunday, of course, with all of the best deals. We do have the answer for demo of the day. Unsurprising, it is this one. Ah, not surprised. They were all beautiful, but I mean, that is, look at it. Look at that sentiment. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? In fact, I'm not even going to bother putting your name on this because everyone's going to know if we've used this sentiment, it's going to be a Debbie's item. Thank you so much. It's been a brilliant time. Thank you very much for Adriana for joining us on the craft along. Thank you to all of you for watching. Do remember to watch us tomorrow. It'll be myself and Lily and Dean and Charlotte. You both here as well tomorrow? Yeah, same team, same back channel. And Tracy's here as well. So same time, same place, same back channel. We will see you all tomorrow with some fantastic deals and a bit of fun, I think. There'll also be a bit of fun here, definitely. See you soon. Bye-bye.